Imagine a time when there was no NHS. A long time ago, there was no National Health Service like there is for us today. Every time you went to the doctor, you had to pay. Every time you had medicine, you had to pay. Being ill cost a lot of money. The lady in our story had no more money left to pay for doctors or medicines. We don't know her name, but I'm going to call her Phoebe. Phoebe was ill. She had been ill for 12 years. That's longer than some of you have been alive. She had gone to doctor after doctor and bought medicine after medicine. Phoebe had spent all her money, but no one could make her well. I have no one who can make me better and no money to buy medicine, she prayed. One day, Phoebe heard a kerfuffle outside. What was going on? A friendly neighbour shouted through her window. They've seen him! They've seen him coming! His boat is coming across the lake. We're all going to see him. Who? She called out. Jesus, he said excitedly. He tells amazing stories and made a blind man see and even made a man walk, they say. The man hurried away. Phoebe had heard about Jesus. Some said that he was God's own son. Surely he could heal her. She stopped clearing away her breakfast things and rushed out of the house, following the people streaming down towards the shore. She stopped to look where everyone was going. So many people. Were they all going to see Jesus? Phoebe looked at the crowd. How was she going to get to Jesus? So many important people. He wouldn't want to speak to her, just a poor woman. What could she do? Then she had an idea. If she could only get near Jesus, even if she could only touch his clothes, she would be well again. She was quite small, and her illness had given her very sharp elbows, which she used to push her way through the crowd. She ignored the sounds of ouch and oi, you hurt me. She wanted to reach Jesus. She knew he could heal her. Phoebe was right at the front of the crowd now. She could see Jesus. Then suddenly the crowd stopped. She heard a man call out to Jesus. Please, he cried out, please help me, my daughter is dying. Jesus reached out his hand to the man and pulled him to his feet. Of course I'll help you, he said. Let's go. As the crowd began to move away with Jesus, Phoebe stumbled and fell. The crowd pressed around her so quickly. Oh no, she groaned. I was so close. But as she looked up, she realised Jesus was about to walk right in front of her. If I can just touch his clothes, that will be enough to heal me. Phoebe reached out her hand, and as Jesus walked by, she managed to stretch her arm just enough to touch the edge of his cloak. The moment she did it, she gasped. Phoebe knew for certain she had been healed. Who touched me? Jesus was standing still and looking around him. Who touched me? The disciples looked at him in astonishment. There are people crowding all around you. How can you ask who touched you? I know someone touched me and was healed. Phoebe had planned to creep back to her house. She didn't want anyone to look at her, but she had to go to Jesus and explain. She shuffled nervously towards him. It was me, she muttered. I knew if I just touched the edge of your cloak, I would be well again. Jesus smiled. Don't worry, he said. Your faith has made you well.